Is it the end of mom and pop landlords? Has it come time where the mom and pop landlords need to sunset? We need to move on. There was a Business Insider article talking about mom and pop landlords and all the tools that they have at their disposal. So we're going to just ask Dana from Hemlane, the CEO of Hemlane specifically. Is this the end of mom and pop landlords? Should you just shut down the company because mom and pop landlords are going away? What's going on, Dana?
Yes, so I'll start to say that what you think about when you think of mom and pop landlords, the first thing that comes to your mind is unsavvy.
Hmm.
In other words, they're not very sophisticated. It's not like an institutional investor who has all the tools and all the resources. I think that is what is coming to an end. And what
Hmm.
I mean by that is that when we talk about landlords, there's no such thing as small mom and pop. They've got each other, they've got platforms, they've got resources. You're going to have savvy landlords, and that is going to be the huge difference. And I think there's a couple of trends that we've seen that have kind of spurred more innovation and sparked more innovation, and it's going to continue. The first one is regulations. There's more regulations for owning and operating rental properties than ever before. The number of bills that come across the desks of every single state and then even at the federal level is absolutely incredible. And it is because of the affordability crisis. It's something that all landlords think about of, hey, we're actually doing good by having more rental supply. But with all those regulations, it's hard to keep up if you are a small mom and pop. And so what's going to happen is you're going to see all of that built into technology and tools to assist you. So you don't need to know, every single small mom and pop does not have to know the regulatory environment, all the laws. It's actually just going to be built in there for you so you don't make a mistake. So I think that's number one. The other thing, when I think about institutional investors and what they have, that the small mom and pop that's going away did not have, because now they're going to have access to it, is data. And
Yeah.
so data is a huge one. And you see Zillow giving away its data. Like if you go into Zillow's data room, you can literally download every single rental rate over time by market.
Wow.
It's these Excel files with hundreds of thousands of lines, and you can just get this at your fingertips, which you never were able to get before. Companies like Hemlane and Apartment List and apartments.com will publish trends as well, letting you know what we're seeing within the markets. And so the second one I would say is data.
Hmm.
um, the third one is just access to understand how to set up your entity, or basically your business. So if you think about it, before you didn't have one rental at a time. You didn't have these communities to go through with literally a checklist of how you do it. And by the way, you can do it all from your desk. That's everything from landlord insurance. You have specific companies focused on just, great, get our landlord insurance, get a quote instantly. You can get that right away. Before, you'd have to search, you'd have to call someone. And same thing with inspections. Here's all the inspectors in the area, et cetera. And so you suddenly have all these tools at your fingertips that historically would take so long to do. It now takes less than 5 minutes to get any of this set up. And so I'll pause there because I'm sure you
Yeah.
have seen, I mean, when you started investing versus today, it changed quite substantially. I'd almost call you an institutional investor with how many properties you have now. But I'd love to hear, Michael, your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I want to agree with all of this, right? When we started 20 plus years ago, we were very much mom and pop, and we were, you know, interacting with really no data, really no systems, really no kind of single point of contact for the regulations. It was very much it was very much like being thrown into a swimming pool and trying to figure out how to swim, right? We made it work, but boy, it wasn't efficient, and I'm sure it wasn't pretty. If you look at where the market is today, I think you're absolutely right. The mom and pop landlord that Olivia and I were 22 years ago is not the mom and pop today, right? All this stuff is out there. It's right in front of your fingertips. I didn't even know you could get the data from Zillow. That's amazing. In other places. You're absolutely right. Communities, right? This whole web 2.0 with 3.0, whatever it is, creating communities online, right? The one rental at a time communities now leveraging something called School, and we're seeing hundreds of folks come together across the country. There's a weekly the last 3 sessions have been 3-hour accountability group where they're talking about systems and tools and just all of these amazing things. And it's fun to watch. And then you start adding in these online insurance that I didn't even know about today. And right, it's 2024, but we'll talk
Mhm.
about that later. Yeah, I think the mom and pop, it's not the same, right? Mom and pop was just this, oh, by the way, we got this one little house and we'll do our best to kind of check it and we won't raise your rents and all of these things. You're right. I think mom and pop is skilled up. I think they're armed if they choose to be with data and systems and tools and teams. And yeah, I think it's time for mom and pop to go big, right? Go dominate. I would love to see mom and pop kick the ass of institutional investors because they're just closer to the properties. They're just right. Institutional investors make it a spreadsheet where mom and pop make it about the people. So go. I'm a huge believer in mom and pop.
Yeah, I agree on that, and it's a perfect balance because you're right, they're close. No one will take care of your property better than you. If you're an institutional investor, it's not really your property. You're someone working for the
Yeah.
institution, and so it's very different. So I couldn't agree more on that. And then all of these things, like I was thinking about it the other day, credit bureau reporting. This was something only institutionals did.
Yeah.
Resident rewards and benefits, those are things that institutionals would have. You can literally toggle these things on now and just get them as a small mom and pop, and so you are just as savvy. Lease renewals and having multiple different rates and understanding the market, all of that data and everything is now at their fingertips. And so I think it's actually going to be the rise of the small mom and pop landlord. I don't, but I think it's going to be different. They're not going to be thought of as landlords.
Oh
They're going to be
no.
thought of as investors
Yep.
and individuals who, have their T's crossed and their I's dotted.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, it's amazing. I love what you're doing at Hemlane, both with the application, both with resources, the data that you put out and trends. It is amazing. I think a lot of people in my community need to look at Hemlane. I know you have a trial. I know you have a free one. Where do you want to send them if they want to poke around and see if you're the right tool for them?
Yeah, you can go to Hemlane, HEMLANE.com, and just mention one rental at a time because we have free tools and resources out there for you as a landlord. But we also have paid plans, upgrades like 24/7 repair coordination, and you do get 20% off, highest discount that we give directly to the one rental at a time community.
That's amazing. Hemlane.com. Go check it out. 14-day trial. Free. You can get there's a free option. I just love what we do each week. Dana, you're amazing. Thank you so much.
Great. Thanks for having me.